Early in May, the oaks, hickories, maples, and other trees, just putting out amidst the pine woods around the pond, imparted a brightness like sunshine to the landscape. On the 3rd or 4th of May, I saw a loon in the pond. The chattering diving bird came back. This was my first year's life in the woods completed. The second year was like it. I finally left Walden on September 6, 1847. After living there for 2 years and 2 months, Thoreau left Walden Pond. However, according to the notes, the second year was quite different from the first, though Thoreau downplayed it to avoid repeating himself. Why did he leave Walden Pond in the end? From a practical standpoint, it was because Emerson was going to England to give some lectures. At that time, it took about a year for a round trip from America to England. As a good friend, Emerson invited Thoreau to stay at his home to help take care of his family. The epilogue of this book is, in my opinion, the most passionate and powerful writing by Thoreau. So, I hope you all really take the time to read it carefully. In this part, Thoreau fully reveals the meaning of writing Walden. His goal in writing the book was to encourage people to be their own Columbus. What does it mean to be a Columbus? We know that historical Columbus went out to discover a new world. Thoreau thought that being your own Columbus means not discovering new trade routes, but discovering new ways of thinking. Every man is the lord of a realm, beside which the earthly empire of the Tsar is but a petty state, a hummock left by the ice. What was the meaning of that South Sea exploring expedition, with all its parade and expense, but an indirect recognition of the fact that there are continents and seas in the moral world to which every man is an isthmus or an inlet, yet unexplored by him, but that it is easier to sail many thousand miles through cold and storm and cannibals in a government ship with 500 men and boys to assist one, than it is to explore the private sea, the Atlantic and Pacific Ocean of one's being alone. It's like Wang Yangming saying, breaking the mountain's bandits is easy. Breaking the bandits in the heart is hard. It seems like exploring every corner of the world with 500 servants is a huge challenge, but compared to exploring our own inner world, it's much simpler. Thoreau wanted us to really feel the land beneath our feet. Aren't you patriotic? Don't you love this land? Then you should give this land meaning and find joy and pleasure in it. But instead, we dream of material things every day while walking on this land. This is why Walden still has such an important impact today. If people were to pick a book to accompany them for a lifetime, many would choose Walden. In the end, Thoreau talked about the reason for his departure, which was a poetic reason and not just about Emerson inviting him to stay. He said, "I left the woods for as good a reason as I went there. Perhaps it seemed to me that I had several more lives to live, and could not spare any more time for that one. It is remarkable how easily and insensibly we fall into a particular route, and make a beaten track for ourselves. I had not lived there a week before my feet wore a path from my door to the pond side. And though it is 5 or 6 years since I trod it, it is still quite distinct. It is true, I fear, that others may have fallen into it, and so helped to keep it open. The surface of the earth is soft and impressible by the feet of men, so with the paths which the mind travels. How worn and dusty, then, must be the highways of the world, how deep the ruts of tradition and conformity. I learned this at least by my experiment, that if one advances confidently in the direction of his dreams and endeavors to live the life which he has imagined, he will meet with a success unexpected in common hours. You don't have to follow the deep ruts made by others. You can make your own path and live the life you want. Why should we always lower our standards to the most mundane ideas and call it consensus? I'm not saying I've reached some obscure level of understanding, but if these pages have fewer flaws than the ice in Walden Pond, I'll be proud. Why do we chase after success so recklessly, engaging in such hopeless enterprises? If a man does not keep pace with his companions, perhaps it is because he hears a different drummer. Let him step to the music that he hears. No face which we can give to a matter will stead us so well at last as the truth. This alone wears well. However mean your life is, meet it and live it. Do not shun it and call it hard names. It is not as bad as you are. It looks the poorest when you are the richest. The fault finder will find faults even in paradise. Love your life, poor as it is. You may perhaps have some pleasant, thrilling, glorious hours, even in a poor house. The setting sun is reflected from the windows of the almshouse as brightly as from the rich man's abode. The snow melts before its door as early in the spring. I do not see but a quiet mind may live as contentedly there and have as cheering thoughts as in a palace. As the philosopher said, a general can be stripped of his command, but a man's spirit cannot be taken away. This is still a quote from Confucius in the Analects. Do not seek so anxiously to be developed, to subject yourself to many influences to be played on. It is all dissipation. Humility like darkness reveals the heavenly lights. The shadows of poverty and meanness gather around us. Superfluous wealth can buy superfluities only. Money is not required to buy one necessary of the soul. Wow. That's why I think Walden is a book to be read slowly and deeply, just like in the 17th and 18th centuries, when people would gather to read a book from cover to cover together. Each person will have their own unique feelings as they hear the words. We don't need to all march in the same direction or have the same understanding. You just need to return to the original text and deeply experience each sentence to find your own version of Walden Pond. So, to end this discussion, I'll use the final lines from the book. I do not say that John or Jonathan will realize all this. John and Jonathan are generic names for ordinary people in England and America, used here to represent the common person. I do not say that John or Jonathan will realize all this, but such is the character of that morrow which mere lapse of time can never make to dawn. The light which puts out our eyes is darkness to us. Only that day dawns to which we are awake. There is more day to dawn. The sun is but a morning star. The final note says that the morning star guides people's direction. So when Thoreau says, "The sun is but a morning star," he's expressing that the purpose of writing Walden was to offer a new direction for people to explore, to live a completely different life. That's why today, when everyone complains about increasing life pressures, the appeal of Walden becomes stronger and stronger. I once thought I might never talk about this book, but after reading so many annotations, I gained a deeper understanding of it and wanted to share it with you. I hope you'll pick the version from the People's Literature Publishing House, because it's the one with rich annotations. Walden is a public domain book, so other publishers offer various versions, even for as low as $9. But this version has the detailed annotations that helped me understand Walden. I hope it will help you too. Thank you all, and see you next week.